26 years old. Went to Vegas. We had a nice fucking week.
Had a great week. Right after your show, they had like some sort of cover band or something.
Right.
Playing all those songs. And then now every time I listen to music, I'm like... And Steve Simone and I were talking about it. I wish I could play any kind of instrument. Why
don't you fucking go?
I took a guitar lesson. My fingers are too short.
Go today.
My fingers are too short for guitar. I don't think my brain's fast enough for drums.
Flute. You ever play the skin flute?
Every night.
All right, good. You can play the fucking drums. I seen you move your little fucking hands. Look at you.
It'd be cool. I don't know.
You should learn something. You're a young guy.
It'd be great. It'd be a lot of fun.
Learn from your Uncle Joey. I didn't do shit with my life. You know what I'm saying? You did something with your life.
Yeah.
I always wanted to play an instrument, too. I never had the balls. I went down and I played the bass in the 4th grade or some shit for a year.
Bass would be funny. I tried violin and I tried guitar.
Jews like the violins. They like the violins.
Oh, yeah, she would have loved it. I probably could have kept going with it, but I was doing it in 1st grade, and I hated it.
My friend, Jessica, the one that's helped me with the book, she plays the violin.
Really?
Yeah, you know Jessica.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, of course.
She plays the violin. That's a badass bitch. What's happening, Lee Syatt? What the fuck?
I had a great weekend.
26? That's all you got for me? The fucking violin, cocksucker? How about I hit you in the head with that fucking thing 10 times? Gives a fuck about a violin. It's Monday, cocksucker. Sharpen your dicks. Somebody's got your fucking lunchbox. Somebody's got your lunch money in their fucking pocket. And you're walking around, hi, did you see Louis last week? Get the fuck out of here. Get it together, cocksucker. It's fucking your week. We had a good time. Vegas was very nice. You forget how much fun you have in Vegas. And you don't need much. You know, like you don't
I just realized how much I didn't like the Strip.
Really?
Oh, it's like Times Square, and I hate Times Square.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. Listen, I want to thank the South Point Casino.
Yeah.
I want to thank Ralphie May for turning me on to them, introducing me to Mike, the general manager. I went there about a year ago and did the dirty at 12:30, and it was great. And he told me he'd bring me back for a weekend, and he brought me back for one night, and it was a sold-out show. Thank you for everybody who came out from the Vegas area. I love you, motherfuckers. You know, it was great. We flew in. Lee drove in. You know, I met Steve. I did MMA Junkie. I got to hang out with George. I got to hang out with my friend Mario Arias from the 6th grade. I did some TV show, Channel 13. We ate nice. You know, I had some nice fucking eggs.
Yeah.
A nice piece of salmon. And then after the fucking show, the general man was like, take you wherever you guys want. Sushi, bar, and Lee and the other guy were like, no, let's go to Steak and Shake. Yeah. And it wasn't fucking bad. The shake was delicious.
Well, let's just be fair. I was probably top 10 high of me being high.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I was like, well, I could still talk, but I was...
Auntie Dolores don't fuck around.
No, and I just had the frosting on the, like, half a cupcake.
500 milligram brownie. Auntie Dolores don't fuck around. Because we drank that milkshake. I went upstairs. I didn't even drink water before I went to bed. I usually drink from... I fucking passed out.
Oh.
So if you think you were fucking high, I was 3 sheets to the wind.
Oh, I know you were.
I was stoned to the gills.
But they came up to me, they're like, where do you want to go to eat? I'm like, I have no idea. Like, and I thought you were going to go to bed, and then we finally decided on that, and that milkshake was amazing.
It was amazing. It was a really good time. I had a nice Saturday. I left Vegas at 7:20 in the morning. Who leaves Vegas at 7:20? I had to be at the
Saturday.
Airport at fucking 6. And there's my man right there. I'm just trying to wake you up, cocksucker. We'll be waiting for you a little while. Love you. And something happened really weird on Saturday. I got to talk to you guys about. It really fucked with me all day. First off, I want to give my condolences to the Hashway family. One of my buddies, Glen, Gary Hashway, died.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he died. He was like 58, and he was sick. You know, I've seen a lot of American short tragedies, you know. And one of the biggest tragedies in my lifetime was where I seen at Hashway's. You know, that family. I've been eating at Hashway's since 1975. They're one of the best top 5 delis I've ever been in my life. The roast beef with Swiss on rye, with mayonnaise, salt, and pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking God. A little piece of tomato. Oh, my fucking God. She used to make the fucking, the
rolls?
The turkey fresh.
Oh, the turkey, okay.
Every day. The turkey, the roast beef, everything fresh.
Yeah, you said it was basically your, like, lunchroom. Like, you didn't eat at the cafeteria.
No, we ate there, and I saw them grow. In 84, which is 30 years ago in September, the business died. There was a bunch of rumors. The business didn't die. The business burnt down. And we were across the street. We were at the bar across the street, and all of a sudden the fire engine showed up, and they're all fucking, putting water on Hashways. And we're sitting there, and it was Glen, Gary, the mother, and the father. They got there at 6 in the morning. Let me tell you something. If you went in there in the morning, they didn't even make egg sandwiches. They make cream cheese on jelly on a Kaiser roll. Have you ever had that?
No.
That puts 29,000 pounds on you. Cream cheese and jelly on a Kaiser roll with a fucking Yule. We were talking the other day with Lee that when I used to go to North Bergen as a youngster in the 6th grade for breakfast in the 5th grade. I would walk from 22nd Street in New York Avenue in Union City to like 16th Street, 17th Street. And there was this old Italian bakery there. This is before fucking 6th grade. And I would walk in early in the morning, like at 6. I'd walk in there and I'd get a loaf of fucking Italian bread, the hard shit with the flour still on it. Mm-hmm. And I get a bag of Zeppelis. And on the way home, I get a stick, a Hotel Bar brand butter. Yeah. And I get a 64-ounce Coke. And I go home and eat the whole piece of bread with the whole stick of butter and the whole bag of fucking Zeppelis. That's how much of a fucking savage I was. But then after I got older, I would go to Hashways. And Hashways, Gary was the guy who saved me the day my godfather was chasing me with a motorcycle and was going to fucking kill me. And I ran through the thorn bushes. There was a big rose petal. And I ran through them and I had 1,000 fucking thorns on me. I was bleeding from everywhere.
Oh, no.
And I went into Hashways and Mr. Hashway and Gary Hashway, who went out there with me and yelled at my godfather, get the fuck out of there. And then, so I felt really bad. So my condolences go to the family. I know they're having like a small memorial on Wednesday. I won't be able to make it. I'll be here. But something else happened. I woke up. So we did the show. Right? And we went out, whatever. When we went to the room, I fell asleep. The next morning, I got a wake-up call at 5:30. I got up at 5, whatever. The car was picking me up at 5:30. I got up at 5, got ready, drank some coffee. I was already packed. I got the fuck out of there. But I went downstairs. The car was picking me up at 5:30, and I knew it was only a 15-minute ride to the airport. So I went downstairs about 5:25, and I gave the guy the bag, and I go, let me just get a Seattle's coffee, just to get the... And I got a coffee, and I was looking over at these tables, and... I don't know, how many blackjack tables you think there were there? Maybe
10, 15.
10, 15.
Yeah.
There was 3 tables of young kids. I mean, if I had to guess, anywhere from 21 to about 26, 27, the oldest, There was 9 or 10 of them. They all knew each other. They were playing on 3 different tables.
Really? Oh, wow.
I'm looking at these guys, and they're laughing, they're giggling. I looked at all of them individually. They were not high on any drug, just by the look on their faces and if they were really creepy. They had alcohol in their hand, but I could tell they weren't really intoxicated too much.
Right, they just give out free drinks.
They were a group of friends that went out and got drunk and got high. Or whatever, they play cards, and it's 6 o'clock and they're giggling. And do you remember when I called you?
Yeah. And
when you said to me, you're coming home, and I go, no, go take 100 out and go gamble. You're 20, just go laugh and giggle.
And I've done that a bunch of times where because I lost a couple hundred just really quickly, but they have some good rules there. And if you go on, if you start at 10 or 11 o'clock at night, it's very easy to not even be down money and just be playing all night if you're playing $15, $20 hands. I love that shit. And then it's almost like being at a bar where you make friends because everyone's high-fiving, you got a blackjack. It's a lot of fun.
And I'm looking at these bars, and you're right. It is a lot of fun. That giggling. In the middle of all that, man, I said to myself, I've never done that.
Really?
Never done that. I've never hung out with friends in Vegas and cheered for my friends to gamble and just hung out and giggled like that. I'm looking at these guys, and I was getting very envious. I was getting very jealous. Not very jealous, but I got a little jealous. It was more on the envious side. But the most important thing I got was hurt. I was very hurt. That's the first time I've been hurt by life. And I've always known it. I just didn't let it hurt me. Because I've done a lot of things, but there's a lot of things I haven't done. And the reason why I never did them was because I was too busy doing drugs. The reason why I was never in a casino at 5:30 a.m. with a bunch of guys and 3 or 4 girls giggling and clapping and just drinking a gin and tonic and nursing it and just being yourself was because I could never do that. I always thought that was fucking craziness. Why would you want to be in Vegas if you wouldn't want to be in some room with 2 other people doing blow, hiding from fucking each other, you know? And that's when it all dawned on me. I was like, look at those guys, you know? Giggling, having a good time. They're probably going to go upstairs. Their dick's going to work. They're going to fuck the shit out of those young girls, and they're going to go to bed and have a good time. They're going to wake up in the morning, you know? They're going to go eat breakfast and giggle. They're probably talking about Louis C.K. episode. They're probably talking about the new Planet of the Apes, you know?
Yeah.
You know, whatever they're talking about, it doesn't matter. I never got to do those things because I was always too busy upstairs doing drugs. And it's fucking sad. 51. How many times I've been to fucking Vegas, Lee? 30 fucking times.
Yeah.
And I've never done that. I've never gotten a cigar and sat downstairs and just, you know, and I have. I can't lie to you guys. Like, there's times I go back and Rogan and those guys go out, and I just walk around Mandalay Bay and play the blackjacks, you know, till about 1. But I mean, what those guys were doing, it was genuinely fun from the heart. There was no weed involved. Maybe they smoked a joint, but I could tell by their faces. Nobody was creepy. You know, when I was younger, I always thought I needed blow to bring me happiness. Like, from the age of 21, that was the worst thing about growing up in that whole fucking era, you know. Even like Gary Hashway and those guys. When I met Gary Hashway, we were just decent people. We were just going along the 80s. And all of a sudden, he was fucked up on blow. His brother was fucked up on blow. I was fucked up on blow. But the whole thing, it was like, when I was growing up, you needed blow to have a good time. Mm-hmm. And then the addiction took over. And it was always blow-induced. Like, I couldn't do anything unless coke. What are we going to do in Vegas? We're going to go to Vegas. I would have to hook up to coke because I would hang out with you for a little while, Lee.
Yeah.
Then I would have to disappear at like 11:30 when you weren't watching and go and play my fucking freak game. Yeah. And it's really sad that I'm 50-something. I missed all those years. I missed a lot of just genuine fun from your heart all those years. That's something that, you know, I have regrets I didn't join the service. I have regrets I didn't play college basketball. I couldn't, you know, didn't have it together. But that regret burned me all fucking day.
Really?
Yeah, that I wasted, you know, fucking 27 years just doing blow. Just because I didn't think it was cool and I didn't think I was cool. Just because whatever pain I was putting out.
It's funny that the cards like triggered that. Like, I would never have imagined seeing people playing cards would trigger that with you.
Well, it wasn't the trigger. It wasn't the cards. It was the laughter.
Oh.
It was the fun with your friends. It was the whole camaraderie thing that, you know, I sold that part of my life to be in a room high, paranoid, you know, fucking boozed up, you know, talking to some chick I could care less about her getting into her pants, and that poor girl, God knows what's going to happen to her, you know. I never really had genuine fun like that. These kids are having genuine fun from their hearts. They were giggling. They were saying stupid shit to each other. I've never done that, man, you know.
And it's funny. I bet if you asked them, they'd probably want to be up in the room with a girl. I mean, I'm sure they were having fun at that point. But, like, I've gone to Vegas with friends. Like, the night, I stayed up one night for over 24 hours playing. And I was with the friends who just wanted to walk around Vegas. Were asleep by 11 o'clock. Like, I would be interested to know if all 3 tables knew each other. Because I've been at a lot of tables at, like, 5 a.m. where, like, you're laughing and you're high-fiving and it's completely total strangers.
Yeah, it was just amazing that I didn't have a life till I got off that fucking powder. You know, and yesterday I answered, I think, 66 emails. It was a quiet week.
Yeah.
And I had a couple, like, addiction emails. And it just
Well, you must have done something, right? Because it's not like you don't have any friends from that period. You still have a lot of friends.
Yeah, it's not, you know, having the friends is not the point, Lee. It's the point that that laughter wasn't genuine. That good time wasn't genuine. I always needed something. You know, when I was 18, 19, and we would go, you call me, what are we doing tonight? I don't know. You want to go into the city? Yeah. Did you talk to anybody? Yeah, I talked to Joe Gash. We're going to pick up Quaaludes at 8. All right, then I should make a call. Let's pick up a pack. You know, it was never just us two just going out.
Yeah.
My relationships early on were all drug relationships, so nothing was done unless something was there for us. Something was there to snort, something was there to take, and it's just sad. It's fucking sad. And, you know, I look at my life now. I look at all the things I did after I got clean. I did so many things. I got a career really on top. I got married. I had a child. I cleaned up all my debt. I got rid of so many little things that I wanted to do for such a long time, but I couldn't do them until I could get off the drugs. And I get all these email addictions and all this problems addiction. I'm going to tell you something, man. If you're doing drugs today, you're listening to this podcast, you're probably going, Joey, that's because you're a fucking lop. I do coke and play blackjack all the time and have a good fucking time. You know what? Today you're doing that. But you know what? You're going to keep doing blow, and somewhere along the line, it's going to get dark on you like it did for me, like it did for everybody else who does it. My point today's podcast, if you're doing something right now, man, get fucking clean. You know, I'm an old fucking, I tell you this 1,000 times. I have regrets in my life, not joining the Navy, the service and all this shit. But lately, I've been really regretting the drugs, man. And I would never thought I'd say that to anybody. Like, and I had a great time with them. Yeah. I mugged hookers. I fucking kidnapped people. I had a great fucking time. But I really missed the essence. I miss the essence of what a good time is. What it is to just go out on your own wits and giggle. Have you had a good time like that since you've been off the drugs, do you think? Yeah, I've had a lot of good times. Yeah. Genuinely, like, you went home and said, wow, that was a good time. A couple weeks ago, I took the baby to the park, and I remember getting in the car going, I wouldn't have met those people and wouldn't have been in a good mood to talk to those people if I was still on powder. If I was still addicted to coke, I'd be at this park with her. Yeah. But the underlying theme would be to get her home so I could go pick up a coke rock. Wow. How many times a day do you think about coke? Like now? Yeah. Today? Yeah. None. Well, maybe not about doing it, but I'm like, how your life was. Sometimes when I'm driving and I'm at a light, a song will come on. Like, let's say Golden Earring the other day came on. I thought about a situation where a buddy of mine got stuck one day in traffic coming back from the city, and that was a song that was on in his cassette, and it got stuck. And, what the fuck? Who has, Yeah. Usually you think, I was getting a blowjob behind the church to that in the 8th grade. No. Me and a buddy of mine, the cassette broke, and that was the cassette that was in the fucking thing, Mm-hmm. And I'll shake my head and go, everything with me is a fucking drug story. It's like a one-trick fucking pony. Everything with me, but it was such a big part of my life. And when I tell people I was a junkie, they look at you and they expect to see a junkie, a broken down guy. I was a junkie because emotionally I was done. I needed drugs to fuel my emotions every fucking day because I was in such pain. And I didn't know this till recently. I didn't know I was walking around in pain till recently because I could notice the difference. That's something, last week I was walking around in physical pain. My knee hurt. Yeah. My wrist hurt. Somebody threw me on my shoulder. It hurt. Fuck, my shoulder hurt from yesterday. Somebody threw me on my shoulder. I'm trying to do a back roll. What's that? I can't do a fucking back roll. You just roll backwards? Yeah, I can't do a back roll. I can throw my feet up, and I follow my toes with my look, and I could do it halfway. And yesterday, one of my buddies from John Jock just kept doing it with me, just for me to get the feeling. Man, it does hurt. It's a lot of weight on my shoulder. Fuck. But the purpose of this fucking story was just to tell you, man, that in the back of your mind, just like in the back of my addicted mind at the time, I thought I was having a good time. You're really not having a good time, man. And you may be having a good time now, but do me a favor, just get off it now while it's still a good fucking time. I wish I don't. And let me get something straight. If I would have done coke till 1988, it would have been great. If I would have gone to prison, come out, and never did coke again, it wouldn't have been so bad. That was what really fucked me up, is that I came out of prison and continued to do it for another, 12, 18 fucking years. So you don't wish you didn't stop before prison? Like I felt like the year before I should have stopped. I'm pretty good with all that shit. I get a fucking warning and I stop. Life throws me something and I look at it as a message and I'm fucking done. I'm very good like that. This I never got a message of. The pain was so much that I never got a message of. And once the pain seared off and I got divorced and I went through that shit with my daughter and it just kicked open again. It was like kicking up in a fucking scab. What the scab wasn't even healed. Right. And I picked at that scab again, and that's what fucking happened. So, do you think if you're truly addicted to like a drug, if you don't hit rock bottom, is it possible to get off of it? Yes. Do you think so? Yes, because someday you have to. There comes a day that you're gonna say, "I'm sick of this shit. I'm fucking sick of this shit." Isn't that rock bottom though? Well, rock bottom could be a lot of things. Rock bottom could be you spend all your money, your wife leaves you. Yeah. Rock bottom could also be you could be a fucking gazillionaire and your wife doesn't know about your problem, but you're living in hell. Okay. I was rock bottom. I wasn't a gazillionaire. I didn't have any fucking money, but my wife knew but didn't know about my situation. She wasn't my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend. She knew and she didn't know about my situation, you know. I didn't hit rock bottom, but I hit rock bottom physically and emotionally. Physically, I could feel the pain in my spine from the blow. I was starting to get jolts from my central nervous system and my spine up by my neck. And I knew something was going to happen. I knew either I was going to die or get electrocuted on my own or something. But you know what, man? Like I said, I wish I would have got off the blow August 15th of 1988. As soon as I got sentenced to prison, if I would have been smart enough, it would have sank in. And I let a lot of other bad habits go. But I never let the main bad habit that was fucking me up the most, I never let that go.
Yeah.
And I felt the pain on Saturday. That's what I'm trying to fucking say.
Fuck.
I really felt the pain. You know me, I don't give a fuck. I felt the pain. I felt the pain a little bit on Saturday. It bothered me, and I thought about it all day, and I was kind of down.
Yeah.
And I just went to the YMCA, and I got back up. I went to the Y. I fucking ate a pot cookie. They got So Kind cookies now.
Okay.
Remember the cookie that you fucking hate?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're back.
Oh, good Lord.
So I went into the weed store. They had one of those. I popped a quarter of those, and I went to the Y. I did the epileptical. I hit the bag for a half hour. I rode the bike for 15 in the beginning. I got the fuck out of there.
Oh, shit.
And then yesterday, I was sitting there. I had to do a podcast at 12 for a friend of mine, Rafi Esparza, who was at Flappers, a comedian, really funny guy. I had to do a podcast with him, so I drove the girls to church, and then I picked them up.
Okay.
And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go to fucking jiu-jitsu at 1. The baby fell asleep at like 12:35. I put my fucking knee pads on, put my gi pants on. I flew over there, and it was packed.
Really? The gym's always dead on Sundays.
Packed. The jiu-jitsu gym.
Oh, no, I understand that.
It was packed. There was probably 18 people over there ready to roll, but they all had no gi. But there was 3 people with a gi, so I got to roll with them twice, and one guy taught me a couple half-guard passes and a couple half-guard fucking sweeps, and it was great. Like I said, man, every time I leave jiu-jitsu, it's like somebody gives me $1,000 because I know I overcame like a big fear I have. Like I take my little baby aspirin. Somebody call him?
Yeah.
Pop him in. What's up, my little brother?
What's up, man?
I can't fucking...
with your hour?
Yeah, you're flying back out to Montreal, my brother?
Yeah, I'm going today. It's at my storyteller shows tonight.
So you're up there for 3 weeks. There's Ari Shaffir on the line, by the way, if everybody's wondering.
Hi,
You,
everybody. Mind your business.
What was last weekend? The last weekend was the Dirty Show?
Last thing was Dirty Show with Slayton and Batalo and Metzger, and then...
Did you say Slayton?
Slayton, yeah.
How was he?
Slayton. He's all right. He's worried about his future. He's really worried.
Did you
He's
torture?
like, what am I supposed to do?
Did you torture him a little bit?
I started to torture him, but then he already started. He knows me by now. He's like, you don't do coke, huh? I tried. I was like, a little bit. He goes, nah, you're just a pothead. I know now. He's busting him so good.
Oh, I still... You know what? He tried to friend me on Facebook. Me and Ralphie were sitting here. Ralphie fucking did the podcast and let the cat out of the bag on the podcast, how I used to torture him and shit. And somebody else asked me about it, how I used to tell him I put it under his fucking milk container. And he'd say, where the fuck is it? I don't know. It's under your milk container. Jesus Christ, my daughter stole it. And he...
The first time I went, it was so great. When you told him, like, hey, Ari doesn't want to blow. He's got a package coming for him. He was friendly with me. He was extra. He looked at me all weird. He was like, where are you going? I was like, nothing. I just got some friends I got to meet. He's like, oh, well, are you going to meet them later? What's the difference, man? Calm down. He gets so into it.
Oh, he's a great guy, man. No, the reason why I want to have you on today is because I've been in what's called a conundrum the last couple of weeks. Because you have, this is not happening now, but it's going from the internet to primetime TV on Comedy Central.
Primetime TV, yeah.
11 o'clock at night. Prime fucking time, brother. This is a show that started for $5 at the fucking Improv back room on a Tuesday night.
You're the first one.
At Thursday nights, me, Mark Maron. Remember we all did that fucking one show over there?
Yeah, all psychedelic stuff.
Steve Agee. Yeah, we all. That's when I told the Pink Floyd thing. But it's so weird that it all started, and now it's on television. And you called me. I'm going to do one of the episodes in September at the Cheetah. We're going back to the Cheetah, and it's so weird that this writing fucking process has just been. I don't know, Ari. This has really changed me.
Well, it's kind of fun to be like, just to sort of think about those things. Sometimes I don't even think about those times until I get a topic, and then I start like wondering what happened. I call my high school friends sometimes. I was like, hey, did I ever get into it? You know, whatever the topic is, I would ask, like, did anything happen out of my memory? And then it remind me of stories. I'd be like, oh yeah, we stuck that kid's toothbrush up our ass. That's right. Whatever it was. Just fun to like relive those days and stuff.
And it's so funny, like whenever I do those things, I usually think about it, I make little notes, and then I make calls. I'll try to call people who were around me at that time, and I go, remember that time? And they'll go, yeah, didn't you fucking whatever? Like I called my uncle because I wanted to get the whole funeral thing. You know, I called my uncle, and we talked for like an hour, and he was like, let me tell you something, in all my fucking 74 years, I never saw a crazier funeral than your mother's. And that's what happened. He goes, do you remember the first night? And I go, no. And he goes, you don't remember the first night with Zoraida? How she had the fucking owner by the neck and 3 people had to break him apart. And I go, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's right. It was the opening night. All white people came to that one. That was the all white one. Like everybody from the neighborhood came, their parents, the kids from the neighborhood. I was never so embarrassed in my life, Ari. Because Zoraida didn't go off on the afternoon one. You know, they usually have a 2 to 4 viewing. Then they have a 4 to 7 or 6 to 9. A Cuban wake is 24 hours for 5 days. Because that's how they did them in the old country. You put the body in your house and people just came to your house. So this funeral...
Like Ceausescu? Like a fucking... like dictator?
Yeah, like in your living room. In the old days when you died, there was no funeral parlors. They put you in a casket and they put you in the living room. And then people came over and they drank and they whatever they did, they pissed on you and they went fucking home. No big deal. So he wanted to have that same Cuban feeling in this Cuban funeral parlor. It's called Rivero Funeral Parlor, still in North Bergen. It's a different owner though. The guy made millions and got the fuck out of there. And I'll never forget that the first day at the funeral, man, not the 2 to 4 one, but the 7 to 9. I'm a young kid. I'm still in shock that my mother died. I'm having a conversation with some kids about basketball, and all of a sudden I'm hearing in Spanish, "Me cago en coño tu madre, hijo de puta, te voy a matar." That means fuck your mother. I'm gonna kill you and shit. And I go in the other room, and Zoraida's got the fucking owner by the throat, and there's 3 people, and she's pointing at him, and she's yelling at him, and I go, what's going on? And she told me that my mother didn't have the right dress on. And I remember thinking about that, going, who gives a fuck? She's dead. Do you think she's worried about what dress she's fucking dead? You know, but just, and I remember my uncle saying that they did like some Santeria stuff the first day at the funeral. I didn't remember this either. And he goes that the day they buried her, they still hadn't cleaned that water up. And that the water tipped over in the jar in the limousine. And that the limousine driver, I do remember that, pulled over and couldn't drive because the water...
So the Santeria... Because the Santeria water spilled?
Yeah, the Santeria water had like chicken blood in it and all this goat blood and shit. They had killed all these animals. And it was in there mixed with feathers and shit. And the fucking thing, you're supposed to throw it in the hole with it. And the thing tipped over and the fucking limo smelled like ass. The limo driver had to pull over. He couldn't drive. He kept puking. This was fucking the funeral from fucking hell. People were drinking. People were doing blow. I remember the first time they ripped out like a bottle of Pinch because my mother drank Pinch. So they ripped out a bottle of Pinch, which is like a whiskey. And the funeral parlor was like, guys, you cannot drink at my funeral parlor. I will lose my license. And they just looked at him like, you better get back in that fucking room. We're going to drink. So all these things I got from my uncle. I remembered the one night. That was a night that always stayed with me. But back to what we're talking about here. It's just amazing, Ari, what you've done with this. Because I don't worry about shit. I usually, when I write a joke, and I put it out there, and whether they like it or not, it's a joke to me. And just by the sound of it, you know whether you're going to keep it or not, you know?
Yeah.
This is something that we get to put out one time. We really get to practice.
Stories are different, exactly. One time, pretty much, and then you're done.
And then you're done. You get to practice it a little bit, you know, but not really, because people look at you weird, like, we're at a comedy show. Why are you telling me about your dead fucking mother?
Yeah. You can work about a comedy show, but it gets weird sometimes.
Yeah, I tried doing it the other night. People were like, where the fuck are we going with this shit, Joey? So I'm going to have Lee tape me in the fucking here, and we'll send it to you and see what you think. But it's just really weird, Ari. Man, it's just, I like writing
jokes. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Starting off with like fucking 12 people in the audience and moving to TV. Pretty cool.
With no booze.
That's right. There was no booze in there. You couldn't even bring booze in. You couldn't even get booze next door.
The first 2 or 3 of them, we had no booze. And then after that, you put a name on it. Somebody showed up, and you moved it to the big room, and there was no looking back after that.
Yeah, they were getting mad because the lineup was so good, and they were like, "Why do you have fucking Joey Diaz and Bill Burr and Jim Jeffries in the little side room for $5?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's the room you gave me. You want to book suckers just because you gave me a small room? I'm going to do that." Yeah.
Let me ask you
something. It was a big room, got booze, yeah.
When you write some of these stories, when you're thinking about some of these stories, like your sex ones, do you fucking get fucked up for a few days, like that you did these things? Like I always do.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I just know it. I have trouble sometimes with an ending, like tied all together. And there's no real beginning or ending to a story. I mean, like even that funeral, it's like it doesn't begin at the funeral. It begins you and your mom were close. You know, it begins way before. So it's like, at what point do you start it? At what point do you end it? It's been cool, like learning the process. Even from watching other comics too, you learn a lot.
You know, I've watched all the series. I watched Rogan. I watched Moshe Kasher. I don't even know some of the fucking names. Kamanji. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting the different styles of storytelling there are also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DJ's completely different than you are.
Yeah.
Different than, other people, TJ or whoever, Sean Patton. Yeah, it's cool. It's like there's no right way, so people just do it however.
Do you go about it and write it the same way you write jokes? Well, both of you guys.
What do you mean?
Like the same process. When you sit down and write a joke, is it the same way you go and to write a story? Because the point of it isn't to be funny, like in a way. So
right.
I don't know if it's a different process.
Yeah, it's less. It's like you know how Annie Hall's a comedy, but it's not as many jokes as fucking Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
You know, so it's like it's slower, but yeah. So you don't think as much about comedy because there can be serious moments, and there can be there can be plot. You have to do setup. You can't just do a punchline every 5 seconds. It set some stuff up, but people will go with it. The first time I saw one really good was Ralphie May. I was working the cover booth in the OR, the Comedy Store, and it was just a shitty night. Nobody was doing that well. And Ralphie May was on. He was on for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. He goes, "You know what? You guys are not an A audience. You're not getting my A jokes, or even my B jokes." and then he started doing some story about the first time he met Sam Kinison. I won some contest when he was a 17-year-old. And Kinison was doing key bumps in front of him, and this 17-year-old was like, "What the fuck?" He didn't know what was happening. And man, I'll tell you, you can watch from that cover booth, everybody was just on the edge of their seat. You know, interested in what he was saying. It might not have been as funny as Ralphie usually is, like punch, 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 but man, it was interesting. You get everyone's attention in a certain way. When Tig did that CD she did, it was all just a story about getting cancer and figuring that out. And she kept going "Oh, sorry, I'll get back to jokes." And the people in the audience were like, "No, don't. This is fine. You like this." Yeah, it's like a slower, more methodical way of being.
It's intriguing.
That's cool too. It surprised you too. Bill Burr once, I saw him talking about something on stage, and then he got some people about his childhood, and he was like, "Yeah, me and John Smith and Bill, whatever, we're driving down. This other guy, Mike, oh yeah," and he goes "Oh yeah, Mike, man, I haven't thought that guy in 20 years." And he remembers on stage, and it's oh, it's fucking nice moments. Shit like that.
It's very interesting to see the person live it. See, you could tell a story. Anybody could tell a story. But right there, where you're telling about Bill Burr, he got a moment where he lived it. You're there.
Exactly.
There's that story I told about the Bronx. There was a few minutes on stage. I didn't see an audience. I can't lie to you. I was on a street corner just telling the story. Like, I lost the audience. I was having so much fun. You know, it's like, when you tell a story and people listen, let me tell you what the best thing about being a comic is. When you relieve the pressure off yourself that they have to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sometimes the story is funny. It becomes funny. The story is just funny. In the story, you'll find the comedy. But the best thing for a comic is when I come to you, Ari, and go, hey, listen, this 10 minutes you got to do, don't be funny. Watch what happens to a comedian. It changes you.
Yeah, when they're not so addicted to it. Plus comics are comics. So you're not going to lose the crowd at any moment if you're not funny.
Yes, when we're coming, listen, when you're a comic, the first 8 or 9 years, you're striving to be funny.
Yeah.
The first time I got on the belly room, and I did a stupid testicle testament on the belly room.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It was
like
you doing 99. I did 3 hours. They got there at 8. And I talked to 11 because every time I said, okay, guys, I got to go, they go, no, more. And we drank, and that's the night. You ever hear Rogan talk about, Joey, something happened to you that you weren't very funny. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you got fucking funny. That was the night when I realized that you could take the pressure off yourself. There's a certain pressure. We don't know it's there as a comedian until you take it off.
Yeah, when you let it go, there's a confidence that comes out, too.
When you pull that switch, your life will change, Lee. It's like a tongue in the ass. It's like a chick that takes her tongue for the first time. You don't even know that's done. A chick usually just sucks your dick and licks your nuts, and then you jerk off, and she giggles, and she gets a towel. But then you meet a dirty fucking whore who's sucking that fucking helmet and then licks your balls. And while she's licking your balls, every fucking hair in your body is popped up. Your ass, and all of a sudden she takes that tongue and just wiggles it in your asshole and keeps jerking you off. You've never had that feeling before in your life. You get dizzy, you get anxiety, you don't know what to do. And then you just fart, come, and it's all over. It's a new experience. This is the new experience as a comedian. It really, and it's fun to explain. That's why I wanted you to call this morning, Ari, because there's a lot of comics that listen to this, and they're like, we don't know how you become a storyteller. This is it. Take the pressure off.
Yeah, well, the thing is, everybody's got stories. Everybody tells stories at parties, you know? At the time you and John fucking, almost got thrown out of whatever, some Fenway, or something like that, and it's just like how you tell it. It's just how interesting you tell it. All these comics, they're just good speakers. So they tell these stories already, and if they get loose, if they get natural about it, like you said, and don't worry about laughs, then it becomes sort of magical.
Is it scary the first 2 minutes of it when you're not getting laughs? Because everyone says laughs per minute and shit. And,
brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not used to it. You know, you John Lee said it. He goes, that's 30, 40 seconds. You don't got to laugh. You go, I better make a funny face or something.
Brutal. You have
weird.
You have to keep peddling and believing in your material. You have to keep believing in your story. Just believe in your story, and then I love getting stoned before I go up there, but not stoned like retarded stoned. So I take away that fear, that little fear that you have. So once I'm up there, it's like anything else. That first minute is brutal. I'm sure if you watch any of those things, that first minute for me is brutal. But once I get a little flame, I'm off and running. Once I get a little flame, I'm off and running. And that's where it picks up. Like the fear gets out of the way. I don't give a fuck if you laugh.
Yeah. If it gives you a couple laughs too, like cool, now I'm comfortable.
Now you're
comfortable. If they're just like, if they're a giving audience and you get comfortable, like cool, this will be fine. You're not worried about bombing because they're already into it.
Once you tell a story, once you tell that story, and you eliminate the laughter, it takes the feeling of bombing and makes it less because you control that. Now you learn also that you control your laughter, that you control your audience. That's the other power about storytelling. That once they're not getting laughs and you're controlling them, oh my God, oh my God, you're Fidel Castro. You're a president. That's what presidents.
Dude, I saw Dice once do this in the OR too, and he goes on, And it's when he wasn't smoking, but he was still chewing cigarettes. You know, he was like putting in his mouth. So he came up. He like puts his drink on the stool, and then he takes his. He didn't say a word. Just takes his cigarette pack out. And he taps it on the microphone a little bit. And he like packs him down. Then he takes his jacket off, and he picks up his drink from the stool. Takes a drink, puts it back down. Goes over to the microphone. He goes, test. Goes, now make it louder. Test. All right, good. And he just keeps. He says one word for about a minute and a half, and then he goes, "See, a lot of these comics, they get up here, they don't get a laugh for this long. They'd be terrified. They'd be in the corner shivering." He goes, "Me? No, I know how this is going to end." It was so pompous. It was so cocky. But he was right. They had him all laughing, and as soon as he wanted to, they had him all laughing. But it was up to him. It was up to him.
Ari,
you know, it wasn't up to us.
How lucky were we to get to see Dice come up every night? You know, I hear these comics, Dice used to bump up for 2 hours and shit. Let me tell you something. I learned more in those two. It was like going to a college course when you saw Dice perform on Sunday nights and stuff. It really was.
Sunday nights, it would be something like him and Rock and fucking and Damon would all come down on a fucking Sunday night. It was ran for no amount of money. You got in free. You got in before 9.
It was something. It was like I can't even describe.
You would host those.
Yeah, I was hosting. I used to call them and tell them, please come down there, because fucking somebody's gonna be there on the list, and I want to bump them. So I would make Dice. See, listen, I would get there at 7, and I would host I would hang out for the first show. Then the second show, I knew Don Barris always wanted to host. So Chewy would come. I'd borrow a 20 or 2. I'd pick up 2 packages of Coke. Dice would show up. Chris Rock would show up. I'd go there. I'd do my 10 minutes, bring Dice up. I knew Dice was going to do 40. I'd go out there and tell Don Barris, Don, you got it from here. And I leave. And they'd pay me the 25 fucking bucks. But I got an education. I got the biggest fucking education. I remember one Sunday night, Andrew was up there, and he was going off. And there was these 2 Chinese guys in the front row, and he just fucking went off on them. Like, you chink fucks, da-da-da-da-da-da. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? He's talking about Kung Fu, the TV show. And afterward, he goes, all right, don't worry about it. And he walks away. He goes, look at them. Look at them. They're over there smiling. They're going to call their cousins on the phone. Tomorrow when I eat Chinese food, I'm going to shit blood for 3 weeks. These fucking chinks, they'll do anything to your fucking food. They'll spit in your food. And they were laughing. They were fucking loving it. You know, just to see somebody of you making fun of them. And you're dying. And you're like, I can't wait to be able to do that. And then you go up and try it, and it works. That's what Dice was. Dice was like going to jiu-jitsu class. You learn something, and then when you spar, you went and fucking did it. It was amazing what I learned from him, Chris Rock, Richard Jenny, Damon Wayans.
Yeah, they would all be up there. I learned from you watching you. You and Paulie actually were the two most like yourself on stage and off stage.
Paulie?
You know how everybody else is like, yeah, you and Paulie. Paulie grew up, you know, he was doing it since he was fucking
sick. That's right.
So, yeah, it's not like he was good, but he was the most like himself. You and him, the 2 of you. Like, you'd be talking to either one of you backstage, and then you go on stage, it's the same exact person. There's no, like, a little bit stylized. The same exact person. Because I'm on stage now. But let me finish my conversation up there. I would watch you. You would look at that list. You had to bring up comics, and you would look at the list of the employees or who the next pop-in is, and you would fucking back in the Coke days, and you would move your hands open and shut. It was like 5 fingers wide open and shut over and over again. Just opening and shutting them, opening and shutting them. And you would do whatever your bits are, pretending like you were looking at the list to use next. You'd look at the list for 10 minutes while you were talking, opening and shutting your hand, and then eventually you just go, coming up next! And then I'd say the next person. That's all you would know.
Those open mics there were the most fun. You know, people have no idea how much fun an open mic is. Listen, sometimes it's great to go see David Tell. It's great to go see Joe Rogan. It's great to go see Louis C.K., you know. But sometimes, guys, you know, you're not doing nothing on a Monday. It's a shitty baseball game, Tuesday night. Go to your local fucking open mic. smoke a joint in the car, go in. It's always cheap beers. Always cheap, you know. I don't even think they have a 2-drink minimum on open mic. You know, you go in.
Usually no cover charge either.
There's no cover charge. Just go down there and watch a comic and its early developments. It's no different than what you people were doing in your whatever job you were fucking doing in the beginning. It's just comics fucking awkward as fuck, you know. But it's the same reason why I've stuck it out with jiu-jitsu. I go to jiu-jitsu every day, Ari, to get beat up. Yesterday, I was in the bottom and half guard the whole fucking day getting beat up. I couldn't sweep anybody. Finally, I pulled this purple belt, though. I go, come here, though. You got to give me some fucking sweeps from the bottom. But, Ari, I keep going because of comedy. Because I know that someday it's going to come all together. And I'm going to sweep the motherfucker, get on top of him, and get him in an Americana, and it's lights fucking out. You follow me?
Yeah.
Right now, it's just a dream. It's just a dream for me to sweep somebody, get on top of them, secure my position, and get an Americana. That's my dream. And eventually I'll hit it. It may not be today, Ari. Maybe in 2 fucking years.
You'll nail it. You'll hit it.
I'll nail it. Just because I'll get pissed off, man. And this is it. This is comedy. You know, this storytelling element that you're about to blow up right now, and I'm very thankful to you for doing this. This is a different element of our game that nobody ever thought of. But as a young comic,
it's all different parts. You got one-liners. That's a part of it too. You got you know,
rants. You got improvised.
It's all part of it.
You got so many different styles of comedy, but one of them that, you know, a lot of times I go into a town and a young comic will say, hey, man, I listen to the podcast and I learn, and I get impressed. Those are the people that really make me feel like I'm doing my job, because I wish I had somebody that I could listen to when I was getting in my first 2 years of stand-up. You know, Tommy Easter, he was at the show, great kid, open mic, always sends me notes about what he's doing. That was me 20 years ago. I think the comic I leached onto was Todd Jordan. I'd call him every day and go, Todd, you're not going to believe this. What'd you do last night? 7 minutes, whoop-dee, call HBO, you know. But you're so fucking excited, and I'm this, you know. So I want comics to know that at some point one night, close your eyes and go, I'm not going to be funny tonight. I'm just going to go up there and tell a story about my dog getting sick in the back of the fucking car on the way to Atlantic City. Tell the fucking story and believe in it. Stick to your guns. Yeah. Don't worry about the laughter. You know, if you've ever watched, you know, our friend Greg Jackson. You know, Greg Jackson, I think it's Greg Jackson, tell his fighters that he wants the audience to boo. Because that means you're doing your job.
You want the audience to what? To boo?
Like, there's a lot of fighters that'll go in there and they'll just hold their position. They'll just sit there and get for range. And he goes, he doesn't care if they boo. He doesn't care that's what you're working your game. You believe in your game that much. Dana White don't like to hear that shit. Dana White don't want to hear that shit. But that means, like Rashad Evans would say that he wanted you to do that because that means you were doing your job. It's the same thing.
Early comics can't do it. They're too insecure. They can't go 30 seconds.
And I'm telling you, if you're a year-and-a-half comic and you do this, that's the fastest way of getting funny. Because that was the launch for me. You know, somebody was telling me last week a way to really get your cardio going is to get a heart thing to check your heart and go to your simplest rate when you get up out of bed, what your heart rate is at that point, and do lift your legs 30 times like a marching band type thing, and then stop. And don't do it again till you get your heart rate down to the bottom to where it was again. That's the same thing. You know, that's how you make your cardio get better. This is how you improve your comedy, is by adding storytelling to your game, believing in your story that much that it's going to leave them intrigued. And then you could still do 5 minutes of comedy at the end of your set. You follow me? You still don't end like a schlub. If you put it together just right.
Now I'll do the faster stuff.
Now you could really fucking, you follow me? So it's a great exercise, Ari. I'm very proud that, 20 years from now, people are going to be sitting. I started storytelling after I watched That's Not Happening, episode 6, with Ari and fucking Big J. Okerson and fucking, that's what's going to happen.
That's my favorite part, is that people get good clips out of it, that you and Jay and whoever else, Rogan, and TJ and Sean Patton and Segura, they all get, good clips out of it. They can, people enjoy, other comics getting a chance.
Well, I'm going to tell you something.
I like that part.
I hate watching myself. I definitely hate listening to myself. I hate taping myself. I'm not one of those people, besides this longest yard thing that Adam Sandler and those people sent me, I don't really have posters or pictures. I don't like looking at myself. There's only one thing in 24 years I'm very proud of that's on YouTube. I mean, I have some good stuff on YouTube, but the most proudest is the second story. The one about my mother in the taxi cab. Because I'm going to tell you something.
Blood in the face.
I'm going to tell you something, and I know Rogan does it. I know Rogan has mentioned it, and you guys know it. Every time I go on stage, I forget 2 or 3 good jokes. And if I do that 3 or 4 times, I forget the fucking joke till I find it in an old notebook. That storyteller was the closest I ever got to what I wrote in my life.
Oh, wow, really?
That was the closest I ever came, except for a few faux pas with fucking Carrie and that. But let me tell you why I threw the Carrie line in it, because that was the last thing I watched on TV, and it was in my psyche. So
in your head.
So my stand-up already knows to get something out that I disagree with, just to get it out. Like, my body already knows that. They talk about muscle memory. In my muscle, I know that if something's bothering me, I got to get it on stage. And I didn't think about that till a week later when you released it. I go, why did I fucking say that on stage? Why would I stop the fucking story to say fucking they're releasing Carrie on stage? Because it was in the back of my mind. That drive in the 101, I was furious that they had remade fucking Carrie. That's how fucked up we are as comedians, people. That's the first tape.
That's actually a thing we did when we talked about it. We were like finishing them, we were editing them. We didn't edit much, but if somebody just went off on some side thing and didn't go anywhere, it wasn't funny. But they were talking about that one. They were like, oh, we got to chop these down. I was like, why? Why? They're for the internet. We're not going to have them 30 seconds. So who cares if they're 7 minutes or 15 minutes? And they're like, we can't do it. I'm like, why? And they're like, look, some parts don't involve the story. And they go, what about that part where Joey Diaz talks about Carrie? That's not involved. We can just take that out. And I was like, no, that's the part that makes it breathe. That's the part where comedy is just fucking relaxing. Leave that part in. Leave it in. It was funny, and it fucking slows everything down. So you're not in that fucking rush to get to, topic, punchline. Just let it go. Let it breathe. And they were like, all right. And that's what I like about them. All the stories breathe, you know? There's no rush.
So in the middle of my ranting, this fucking thing came out about Carrie that had been burning my soul on the 101 for the last 20 fucking minutes. And that's how I know that this thing we do is real, Ari. That's when I realized after 24 fucking years that what I do is real. When I see something that bothers me, I bring it on stage. If I think something's comical or, me shitting in that cup 3 weeks ago, I had a shit in a cup for the doctor. And here's the funny thing. They sent me a report back and they told me my shit was normal.
It's not normal. It's in a cup.
And they take...
In a cup, it's normal. I
had to take like a little fucking stick and shit in the toilet and then take the shit out of the stick and put it in this piece of paper and close it. The shit would work as the glue. And I had to do that 3 different shits in one fucking day. And I only took 2 big ones, so I had to wait till like 2 in the morning. I pushed out this little shit. My intestine almost fucking popped out. And I had to scrape it and put it in. And I said to myself, wow, I sent those 3 pieces of shit. I never heard back from my doctor or nothing. About a week later, I get this thing from UCLA. I go, oh, yo, here we go. I open it up, and there it is. Your shit results are fucking normal.
Your shit results.
How fucking strong am I? So this Montreal this week. When do your show start?
My show starts tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Cleopatra, this training strip club. That's where we got the idea to do the strip club from this Montreal when we did it at Montreal Comedy Festival.
Okay.
They put us in the strip club, and I was worried about it. I thought they were doing it just because it was all sex stories. I thought they were just trying to make it a theme. But when I got up there, it was cool looking. I mean, you walk up these steps, and these old pictures of strippers that are like faded and black and white, and you just start feeling more like a degenerate. And then when people get on stage and they tell their story, like, you don't give a shit. However dark they get, you don't give a shit. I gotta be honest, man, I'm happy with the crowds that come. Now that the crowds know what it is, we did one in Brooklyn at Union Hall, like a month ago, and DC Benny was telling some story about getting molested when he was little, and the crowd was roaring with laughter. There was no like, oh no, this is terrible. It's like you could all tell they were like, look, you seem cool with it now, so we're gonna laugh with you. He was like, man, that was the greatest audience I've ever done for one of those things. It's like, yeah, they're degenerates, they know the deal, and they're cool. So anyway, yeah, tonight through Thursday at midnight, hahaha.com if you're in Montreal, and then that's it until we tape them September 9th.
And we're going September 9th again at the Cheetah, right? 2 shows a night?
At Cheetah's, yeah, with the 2 shows, and then we're doing the 9th and the 15th. So we're doing that Tuesday and then that Monday after that.
I'm available for both of them, Tarzan, so whatever you need, I'm showing up. One last question for you, Ari. You got another minute?
Yeah. Let me say a date, though, too. I got a show in Brooklyn on August 21st at the Bell House. And if you go to it's me doing an hour in New York, so it's the only hour I'm going to do in New York. So come out, $15.
I got to ask you something, because I'm sitting with 2 of my best brothers here. You're both Jewish. You've both been to Israel.
Jew.
You're both
No,
it's not a bash Jew time. You know I don't play that shit. I got an email the other day. I got a Twitter that Lee is here. Say hello, Lee.
Hey, no, yeah.
Okay, Lee read it, and I was really upset about it. The guy's like, on Monday you got to talk on the podcast about what's going on over there. Let the world know what's going on over there. What the fuck is going on over there? Tell me what the fuck this guy was talking about. Does anybody know, or am I fucking retarded here? I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, I don't know
Lee,
if
just
it's the same.
say it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same for you, Ari. But anyone who's mad like that is usually against Israel, and I don't know if they're pro-Palestine, but they're definitely anti-Israel.
No, it goes both ways. All the religious Jews that still know the same thing. They get mad, and they're like, they only see one side. Everybody always sees one side.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard not to. I mean,
it's close to segregation. It's close to the way it was in South Africa, but it's not the same. Because the only reason they're putting them, at checkpoints, stuff like that, because they're smuggling, guns in. That's the only reason they stop ambulances. They used to let ambulances go right through the checkpoints. They're like, look, it's dangerous, go through it. But then the fucking Palestinians start smuggling fucking bombs on an ambulance, and now it's like, well, now we got to fucking check these too.
Yeah, and because I just got one.
The little kids who have no homes now. There's a little 6-year-old girl, I'm sure, somewhere in Palestine, Gaza, the West Bank, whose house is blown up, and she didn't do anything. She didn't do anything to anybody, but now she's got no home. But she didn't do anything. You're like, well, these Palestinians didn't. Like, no, that's just one person who didn't do anything to anybody, and now she's fucked out of a home. But at the same time, I heard somebody say it like this: if one side just laid down their guns and said, we're not going to fight anymore, do whatever you do, we're not going to fight anymore. If the Arabs did that, what would the Jews do? They'd probably stop fighting too. And if the Jews did that, what would the Arabs do? They'd wipe the Jews the fuck out.
Yeah, it's because I just got one last night. I got some guy yelling at me saying I was racist. He's not listening anymore.
They yell at me. I'm like, dude, I'm not Israeli. I don't know what you're talking about. Why
I'm not Israeli. Well, I retweeted I stand with Israel. I reached the thing that got that guy mad was I retweeted something that I stand with Israel or something. Obviously there's people who aren't involved. It's just there's terrorists there, and it's condensed, so it seems like a lot. Obviously, there's some people who don't deserve. There's some people who don't deserve what's happening to them. Probably the majority of Palestinians are pretty nice, but when you have terrorists who are they're hiding by schools, all terrorists do this. It's not just Palestine. They hide by schools. So if a bomb goes there, they blow up the school and they seem like assholes. But if Mexico or Canada or Cuba, like I was thinking about this the other day, people are like, well, Mexico's never going to send a bomb. If Cuba was sending bombs at Miami 20, 30 times a day.
They launched 100 rockets in 2 days. They launched 100 rockets in 2 days.
Yeah. So if
and they're like, hey, guys, you can't do that. You can't launch rockets into our country.
Right.
Every other country in the world will go in there. Israel does is they send ground troops in and they fucking leave with the place. They get out. We're bombing this building on this day. Please leave.
Yeah.
And I try to give people a chance to get out.
And obviously for me,
we don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure you are too. You lived there for a while. I was only there for 6 months. When I came back, if this was going on, I would have been super racist on here just because you talk to people who like had that shit happen to them with the bombs and stuff. And since I've been back, I'm a little bit less anti-Palestinian. But it's just
yeah. They don't have it easy, but it's like it goes both ways. It's just a fucking shit. They hate each other.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. And you can't negotiate.
And Israel's probably doing some shit.
A long time ago, I realized. They say, like, if let's say somebody invades another country or Texas was taken over from Mexico or whatever, at some point you make a peace treaty and say, all right, we'll give you this land, you give us this land, and we'll compromise. But what their deal is, they're commanded by God to wipe the Jews out. So how are you going to compromise on that? How are you going to make a peace treaty on that? Like, He goes, well, we're still commanded by God to wipe you out. So you can't negotiate that away.
Right. And
different terms.
Yeah, I mean, when you see like the propaganda they're showing to like their 6-year-olds about Jews drain the blood of Arabs to make our bread, like it's like the videos.
That's from the pogroms.
Oh yeah, and I don't know where the video was. I just remember watching it when I was there. But the thing that I don't think enough people. I mean, I'm sure Israel's doing stuff. I'm sure the same thing that America does fucked up shit during war with like the whatever that prison was in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Yeah, they do, of course, because they're made to hate the enemy.
Right.
And they're just people, so they all piss on each other and do shit like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, Israel is doing some shit, but it's just, I don't know, for me, if you're sending bombs, though, if anyone sent one bomb to America, we'd be invading their country. So it's...
Yeah, well, all Cuba did was just point a bomb.
Yeah.
Just point one. And we haven't fucking talked for 50 years.
When am I going to see you, cocksucker?
When am I going to see you? I'll be there for a couple days, I think. August 4th, 5th, something like that, 6th.
Yeah, I'm doing my colonoscopy August 4th. There's no fucking podcast August 4th till nighttime. They're sticking a tube up my ass at 6 a.m. Lee's driving me at 6 and my wife's picking me up at 10:30. Ari, I love you, cocksucker. Be safe.
I love you too.
Thanks for calling in today, and thank you. See, I gave you the Jew minute. See? Nobody gives the Jew minute. I didn't say a word. When two Israeli Jews are talking, fucking Gentiles shut their fucking mouths. You understand me? If I'm telling you the fucking rule, cocksucker. When two Jews are talking, shut your fucking mouth. I love you, Ari. Have a great day.
Oh, my God.
The Church of What's Happening Now, motherfuckers. Monday, July 21st. The world is yours. Let me give some shout-outs to my main motherfuckers. Jeremy Turtle Klassen, Josh Costa, Alex Chavez, my main man, Rob Kulesh, Lady J, looking better than ever, Gomez and Escondido, and Shabu Shib, whatever your fucking name is, right here making it happen over here in the fucking church. I'm fucking stoned.
Yeah, me too.
I tell you, a little cheaper chew works out.
Yeah,
Perfect.
You had a lot more than I did. But,
sure, you know how I do it. I don't fuck around.
I wasn't going to bring that up today because I got him angry. This guy was pissed at me.
What? Who gives a fuck? Hey, listen, I got to explore every fucking avenue here. This is a church of what's happening. I'm not here to be pissed at somebody, and most of all, I don't want somebody pissed at me or him. Let's Lee give his fucking point of view, and if you people get pissed off, you know the motto here. If you can't take a joke, take a fucking taxi, cocksucker.
And it's not an Arab thing, and it's not a Muslim thing. It's a terrorist thing. So, I mean that's someone called me racist, and I was like, what could I possibly have said that was racist? And I was like, maybe we talked about that.
No. Some people, they wake up in the mornings and they understand things wrong. Because I fucking get it. Sometimes I take something the wrong way too, and I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Yeah. You never know what somebody's thinking. You don't want to wake up on the wrong side of the bed? Get New Mood from fucking On It. That's what. Who's better than Uncle Joe?
Look at that transition.
I come fucking prepared with 2 guns, bullets, and a fucking grenade in my asshole. That's how I show up. You understand me? On It. Go to onit.com. This is the way to fucking do it. You people are hitting me up. Oh, Joey, you're on fire today. You know why? Because I started back on the Alpha Brain on fucking Saturday. I'm back, bitches. 30-day fucking run. I'm going to write some comedy. I'm going to get the story down for Ari. This is not happening. I'm going to lose some weight. I'm home the month of August. This is what I'm doing. What the fuck? I got to go to Paducah, Kentucky to visit the family. In August. I can't wait. My main man, I got some fucking dude. My main man in Paducah is trying to get me a night.
Oh,
shit. Do a little comedy, you know what I'm saying? People drive down from Cincy. I'll keep the prices low. We'll hang out. We'll smoke some dope. You know how we do it, motherfucker. Anyway, talking about On It. How the fuck do we get on this shit?
I don't know.
Onit.com, the best. This is not a vitamin. This is not a supplement. This is a complete different fucking level. Whether it's the Alpha Brain, whether it's the Hemp Force Protein Shake, whether it's the new, the Strong Bone, whether it's the fucking Shroom Tech, which I took 2 of those off, and I went there and I rolled yesterday, and I got my ass kicked. Try it out. They got kettlebells, they got ropes, they got fucking battle ropes, they got fucking things you swing up in the air like a hula hoop. All that stuff. Go there. I don't care what you look at. You want your life to be better. You want to fucking be sharp. Fuck it. You know, I smoke dope like a motherfucker. My mind's always fucking going. Always trip. Bah, 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 bah. That's the Alpha Brain. Why fuck around? Go to onit.com. Go to Joey Diaz, get 10% off your order, get signed in, get emails, get on the Stay On It program. Do yourself a favor. This ain't for fucking pushovers. If you try the Alpha Brain, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. We don't even want the product. You don't do it one time only, all right? Go to joeydiaz.net, get yourself a gi patch. At the same time, go to On It, press in
Church,
CHURCH, and get 10% off your On It product. Again, what do I got to do here? What the fuck do we got to do here? I got to stand up and jump up and down, people? Listen, TV blows in the summer. It blows. It fucking blows. They put on the worst shit. Catch up on your television shows. Catch up on movies. Catch up on kid shows. Why fuck around? HuluPlus.com. They do not fuck around. Lee, what are the shows they have? My wife lives on Hulu Plus. I think she's watching House of Cards or some shit on there. Every week is something different. The other day she goes, you know what? Why are we messing around? The kids show that we like, the fucking, is on Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus is tremendous. $7.99 a month. You get kids shows, documentary shows, TV shows. You know, the Today, what is it? The Daily Show.
Yeah, the Today Show. They have the Criterion Collection, like a whole bunch of cool old movies.
Plus, they got original programming, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got a bunch of it.
I'm telling you right now, stop fucking around. Go to HuluPlus.com. Why waste your time? $7.99 a month. $8 to get fucking TV, every show. Rock it, watch it when you want, where you want. It works on iPads, any fucking device that streams. There you fucking have it. You stick your fucking finger in a socket and it'll stream on your palm of your hand. Hulu Plus will deliver it. You understand me? Go to HuluPlus.com and press in. Joey in the box. HuluPlus.com and press what?
Joey.
In the box. $7.99 a month deal. But you're going, Joey, that's the same I get from the commercial. Yeah? You don't get 2 weeks for free from the fucking commercial. Suck my dick and call me shorty. I was born in 1940. Bam! 2 weeks for free. Not 1 week, not 1 day. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. HuluPlus.com today. Go there right now today. Stop with this other shit. You're wasting your fucking time. You got a fucking device, iPad, Roku, Uku, Luku, a television. Fucking it'll work for you, all right? Stop messing around. $7.99 a month, but what I'm going to do is give you 2 weeks for free. When was the last time somebody licked your nuts for 2 weeks for free until you gave them a check? Bam! Go to HuluPlus.com and press in.
Joey.
Who the fuck do you think you're dealing with, cocksucker? You want to look good? DollarShaveClub.com. Your balls smell good. Your asshole smells good. They got the wipes. What else they got?
Warm-up Charlie's. They got the Dr. Culver's.
They got the Dr. Culver's shave butter. They got the pre-fucking shave. But the most expensive. I'm getting ahead of myself. What's
happening?
But the best thing about the Dollar Shave program is it's $1 a month. That's right, Joey. $1 a month. $6 a month. Or how much?
$9.
$9 a month. $9 a month. Get your 4 razors, double blade razors with the aloe strip sent to your house. Nice. You look like fucking Bridget Bardot's pussy in 66. The $6 plan gets your 4 razors sent to your house, double blades, tremendous. No aloe strip. You rubbed it on in your own time. And the fucking $1 plan gets you 1 blade?
It's 2 blades.
What? Extra sharp. You could toast things apart and fucking cut the fat off your toe. You know what I'm saying? You could stab a Puerto Rican with it. That's how they roll over there at Dollar Shave.
Well, the handle is like a weapon.
And the fucking handle's like a weapon. You get 2 of them. You tell me you lost it. And put a fucking chain in between. The handle's tremendous. Every morning I shave with my Dollar Shave Club. I get 4 of them sent to my house. Tremendous razors. You don't got to stand on line like some fucking mook at some place behind some guy that stinks like dick. You don't got to stand at 7-Eleven behind some guy that thinks his day's going to be made playing the fucking lottery. You ever get behind one of those assholes? They go, oh yeah, let me get 609, let me get a scratched guy. You're a fucking stiff. It's not happening. Not today. You got a better chance of jumping off a fucking bridge and getting eaten by a shark than hit the fucking lottery. Get the fuck out of here. Dollar Shave Club. $1, $6, or $9, correct?
Correct.
Delivered straight to your house. You don't have to leave the fucking house. Go to Dollar Shave Club box and joeydiaz.net or go to dollarshaveclub.com and press in
Church,
CHURCH in the box and get your fucking razors sent to your house starting today. Also, my main man, escapepodtank.com for all your sensory deprivation needs. They got tremendous tank. Just the tank model will give you $150 off. If you mention me, you get another $1.50 off. They'll deliver it to your house, whether it's residential, commercial, whatever the fuck you want to do. You want people coming over your house, jumping up and down, whacking off in your tub? You can charge by the hour. You want to jump in there yourself and scratch your nuts and sniff your fingers underwater? That's up to you too. Call my man on the 800 line. Go to escapepodtank.com. Escapepodtank.com. Take a look at all their fucking tanks, all the options they have. Financing is available. You understand me? Mention the church, Joey Diaz, the Flying Jew. He hates yams. Whatever the fuck you want to talk about, you get $250 off. What the fuck you think you're dealing with here? Little Tony Bennett to ease up the mood here. What the fuck, Lee? You're slipping. It's July 21st. Bruce Lee's been dead for 41 years. What the fuck have you done with your life, cocksucker? Wake up. Go out there. Stab a fucking... I don't know. With me.
When you were saying the Hulu ad, and he said you could plug your finger into a wall and watch in your hand, I just kept thinking, like, why doesn't he have the wireless model? Like, I thought, like, why would he still have the plug-in model if it's on your hand?
I'm gonna get this devil and shove him up your fucking asshole, cocksucker.
That brought to you by
Andrew, I love you, cocksucker. This is a beautiful little devil's box. I'm gonna have this forever in my house. I'll never forget this shit. What's up, cocksucker? What are you gonna do the rest of the day?
I got Steve Simone coming right after you, and then I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2 with Rick Ramos tonight.
Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2. What the fuck's he thinking? What am I gonna do with that fucking thing? He's gonna make you sit through horror. Doesn't he know he don't like horror? You're gonna fucking cry. You're gonna call me 18 times. Papa,
are they really scary?
What do you think they do in that? Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I know it's gory, but I don't know if
it's fucking Grease. You think they're singing around, dancing, Travolta's jumping off the fucking table? You're gonna call me 18 times. Papa, come over. Hug me. Did you hear from your dad yesterday?
Yeah, we talked on the way home.
How's he doing?
He's doing great.
And how's your mom? Everybody good in the family, brother?
Yeah.
You miss him? You call him every day? You call your mom every day? You tell her you love her?
Yeah, I talk to her a few times a week.
26 years ago yesterday, she was spitting you out of that little Jew monkey. She unleashed you on the fucking world.
At 10:20 p.m.
Like Biggie and fucking respect. You know what I'm saying? You bad motherfucker. All right. Everything's going good. You had a nice time in Vegas. I had a nice time that you were there.
It was fun.
That fucking jambalaya was terrible, wasn't it?
Oh, I didn't.
It would taste like fucking dick.
It didn't look like you liked it.
No. I took a 3-foot shit when I got... It's hysterical. When I go on the road, I don't shit. I shit just the overflow.
The overflow?
Just the overflow in my asshole and in my gut, I shit out. When I get home, after I land, I mess around, I talk to my wife, I play with the baby. There comes a point where everything comes out, and I just go straight in the shower. I don't take a shower for that. It's like and there's shit everywhere. My face, my fingers, my legs.
Yeah, when you're telling that to Ari, I just imagined you kneeling down at your toilet with a fucking stick, and I was like, if there were only cameras in your house.
I did. I had to turn around with the fucking camera, and I had to put the stick in the paper perfectly, and I had to throw the stick away. And the funny thing was, they sent me sticks, and I lost them. So I had to go to a Starbucks, one of those coffee places, and steal those fucking stirrers.
Oh, my God.
Those wood ones. You know how I roll, dog. Never a dull moment.
And you have the colonoscopy coming up?
August 4th.
Are you worried about it?
No.
My dad says it's not that bad.
No, it's not bad at all. I got to just drink... what I'm going to do is the week leading up to it, I'm really going to fluid up my diet.
Okay.
I'm going to just start by,
soup.
Juicing and juices and, all that shit. Just a lot of juices. Maybe I'll lose some fucking weight. You never know. For 7 days, I'm just...
Yeah.
And then leading up to it is Sunday. So I'm home all day. So you have to drink this white powder chalk.
Yeah, I heard.
And it cleans everything. The bubble gum, all those years of bubble gums I stuck in I swallowed. I'm going to blow a big... When they stick that can up my ass and that bubble blows up inside of me, I might not make it back from a fucking colonoscopy. God forbid, knock on wood. What the fuck? We got to do the church every day. We got to keep the tradition going. We got to keep some fucking balls in your asshole. Talking which, I got pretty stoned yesterday. I get stoned on the Lord's Day. I like it. After Jiu-jitsu and everything, I got pretty high last night before I went to bed. And I was in the living room, and Demi came in, and Soup Bear came in, and Harry came in, and Allie was there, and then Fidel came in. So here I am sitting in the living room with my 5 cats. And they're like 3 feet away from each other, but they're all surrounding me. They're waiting for me to make my move, make that move. I turn the TV off, and I'm just sitting there watching, you know? And I've realized the journey they've taken with me. You know, these cats were with me on Schrader when we lived in a little room, you know, 1-room apartment. Our bedroom was a closet. We put a twin bed in the closet, and we had my sleep apnea machine there and a TV in there. Then we had the living room. We had the big. I mean, we were like white trash in this apartment. We were like Puerto Ricans, you know. But these cats were there with me, you know. And we always fed them. Even when I was my brokest, I always found time for fancy feast or the science diet or both. If I ate out, I'd bring them sushi. You know, I'd always get fish for them. You know, my cats eat shrimp. If I eat fucking, like last night, I ate salmon. I eat 3/4 of it. The rest of them goes to them.
Yeah.
You know, I love my cats. My cats are a part of me. My animals are a part of me. You know, when I get home now, I'm looking at the clock because every day Millie gets walked in the morning. You know, Millie, the German Shepherd.
Oh, yeah.
And the pit bull. So I go over and I give Millie a hug. That's part of my week. That's my life. You know, I love my animals. They make me feel better about myself. I don't know why. We don't know why. Nobody knows why you wanted to adopt a dog. I don't know. They're great. They're just great. Animals are fucking great. And they, you know, there's some mornings when I wake up a little unsure about myself. I'm a little insecure. You know, some days you just don't have it. You don't fucking have it every day, you know. But I tell you what, sometimes I stumble into I take a piss, I brush my teeth, you know. I put the coffee on, and I turn around. I'm still out of it, but I look down. I almost kick one. Get the fuck out of the way. In the middle of all that, they're there to greet me. So I get on my hands and knees, and I pet one. And right around when you pet one, the other one jumps on mine, and then the other one flips on his back because he wants more attention. And right away, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Which means they did something. They gave me an action, a reaction. You know, they love, you know, Harry doesn't like when you touch his stomach, so he'll let you touch it for like 2 minutes, then he gets pissed. His back pulls go at you, yeah. And Harry's a fucking sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, Harry has no malice at all. He just doesn't like his stomach touched. And I was watching one of those Animal Planet shows. What cat doesn't like touched? And it's his belly. They don't like being too much when they fight. So I always thought it was behind their tail, you know? But I'm sitting there last night. This is a story a lot of people don't know about me. I'm sitting there last night, and it's just something. You know, I was telling Terry, we're going back to see her parents. I go, you know, Terry, I've lived my life. If the fucking plane goes down, you get $250,000. See what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. That's life, guys. And I go, you know, your grandparents, I mean, your parents, if they fly here and the plane goes down, you get $250, but Mercy dies, we lose Mercy. You know, I was just talking to them about flying. And I was looking at that, and last night I was thinking to myself, what if, you know, 50, what if I passed in 5 years, you know? Who would take care of my cats? Who would, like, if something happened to me and Terry, who would take care of the cat? Yeah, I'm concerned about Mercy. But I also owe those cats that commitment. You know, when I was 15, before my mother died, that summer I got a dog.
Yeah.
I named him Crystal because I used to be into crystal THC. I used to do, which is fucking gorilla biscuits, it's angel dust. So me and my friends would get high on the weekends on crystal. And also I got this dog, he was white, and he had like yellow spots. He was a mixed dog, just a mutt, you know, but he was a great dog. And I took him in, and he was my first dog. And I made a lot of mistakes with him. I hit him with a newspaper because that's what they told me to do, you know, and I put his nose in piss because that's what they told me to do. But I didn't enjoy doing it, but I was too stupid to not know, you know. And when my mother died, I had to live with the Benders, you know, I had to get rid of the dog.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, till today, that fucking eeks me. And another story people don't know is after about 2 months after my mom died, I jumped the fence. I got so fucked up one night, and the pain was so overbearing, not only of my mother, but of giving that fucking dog away, that I jumped the fence where he was living. The people would leave him out at night, and I would jump the fence and play with him. And one night the lady came out, and she invited me in, and she goes, "You're fucked up." You know, I was really drunk. You know, I reeked of alcohol. I probably had a lewd in me, and I was doing a little coke. But that was the last piece of me. So when I looked at those cats yesterday, I was like, I hope that doesn't happen to them. You know, because it's tough getting a home for older cats. The girls are too fat. You know, nobody's gonna take them. But I know Damon will take Fidel out of respect, and I know you'll take Harry and Demi because you can't take one of them.
Right.
You got to take the brothers Johnson together. And then somebody who has a coke problem or somebody who needs help should take Superbad because he helped me get off the coke. And let me tell you something, Superbad's a great fucking cat. And it's, he's no fucking cat show winner, by no means. He's got a little head, his body's fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, he lost his fang, but Superbad has magical fucking powers. I'm telling you, man, that cat is fucking magical. That cat. Listen, I saved his life, and he saved my life, and I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? I owe him.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he owes me. Like, that cat was dead on my bathroom floor. It was the saddest thing ever. And me and my wife fed him oatmeal cookies. That's the only thing he would eat. He didn't even have the power to get up. So I give him water, and he licked the water off my finger, and I take an oatmeal cookie. And finally, he started flipping around, and they would pop his head up. And then one day, he fully got up, and he peed himself in the excitement. I had to wash him. And that cat, I tell you, I had a friend that was into cats. One day, he told me, he goes, cats are very appreciative. You don't know that, but they're very appreciative. They don't forget dick. They go under the bed, and they write everything down. And I know Superbad, like out of all those cats, Superbad's the closest to me. Demi loves his mother. Last night, they were in the shower, and I had to do something. As I was leaving, I went in there, and Demi's in the fucking, Demi's with my wife all the time. And that baby, he's in the room with them. He's meow, meow. The baby chases him now. The baby tells him, get the fuck out of here. She doesn't say get the fuck out of here, but in her language, I'm sure she's telling him to get the fuck out of there. But I thought about those cats. I'm like, what would happen to those cats? I gotta tell you something. I was fucking sad for 5 minutes because I wouldn't want them to get abused. I wouldn't want them to go to some home and get killed, like some shelter. Oh. The girls are tough. I can't look. Evie's mean. Nobody would take Evie. Evie's mean. They're mean. Evie's mean. She loves me and she loves Terry and she stays away from the baby. But she's just a different planet. Gray, you could just... Something happens to me, you just get Gray, put her on the stoop, and the Gray takes care of herself. Gray's just in love now. Gray's my girl. Gray sleeps with me. And in the middle of the night, I just reach my hand down, and Gray's in a little bundle, and she goes, meow. And she comes over, and I grab her, and I hold her, and I pet her ears, and I clean inside her ears, and I clean her eyes for her, and her nose gets wet. And then she sneezes, and she sneezes on my face with a little fucking wet. And then I kiss her, and she fucking takes off, and I won't see her for 2 fucking days. So it's just amazing, the love that you get for your animals and how you got to worry about them. You got to look at them and go, who's going to take care of them like me after I'm gone, So, Lee, remember, you got Harry and...
Yeah, oh, no, Demi. Fuck yeah.
Harry and Demi move right in with you, right into the bedroom. They'll love you. Because if you separate those two... I separated one. I put one in one car and one in the other car. It was a fucking nightmare.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was a nightmare. Harry loves Demi. Harry loves his brother, even though he bites him and they fight and they fucking attack each other. He loves his fucking brother. It's amazing. Well, I've learned a lot from those goddamn cats, so.
That's funny. No, but I don't think... I don't think it's going to happen, hopefully.
No, it's not going to happen. But you always got to think. You got to always think of the dark side, the other side, Lee. If you don't, you're foolish. Just for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just to see how it makes you feel, And that's it, motherfuckers. What else you want? You're staring at me going, Joey, what? You just broke my heart with this. No, it's the truth. You got to think of the other side every once in a while. Just every once in a while, think of the other side for 2 minutes, see how you feel, and move yourself back, and what you could do to take that feeling away.
Yeah.
What can I do? I just asked Lee to take Superbad and fucking Demi if something happens. So that's it. That's all I got for you.
That's all you got.
How about you? Everything good? Your birthday good? It's great to be 26.
Yeah, it's fun. I got drunk for the first time in like a year and a half. It was fun.
And you had sex. Look at you. You all depleted.
It was a happy birthday.
And you fucking had a good time from Vegas. You made good rides. I'm proud of you, Lee.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a blast.
And this week, you're going to go to the gym how many times?
I took the day off yesterday, so hopefully at least 5 or 6 times.
And you went Saturday?
No. Fuck.
Holy shit.
I was going to go. Remember, I brought my bag to the bar. You're like... Well, I'll go to the gym. I'll have some lunch. I was like,
no, we get to Vegas. I call him up because I was getting dressed to go to the gym. I go, Jim, You're in fucking Vegas. He shows up at the Jambalaya joint with this bag, like he's fucking Chael's son. He's going to the gym. He's showing up with a bag, like he's got fucking syringes in there and fucking scales and whatnot. I go, what's in there? He goes, I got my fucking sneakers, whatever the fuck. And I said, where are you going to go to the gym? You're in Vegas. Go get your dick sucked. Do something. Go play some fucking games. Sure enough, we went and played Black. We both went. He's the kiss of death.
Yeah.
I had the fucking machine by $10, and all of a sudden he sat next to me.
Well, you told me to play.
He's like a fucking Chinese dude. You ever been winning money, and Chung Kennedy's uncle stands behind you? You lose a bunch of fucking money. Don't let Chinese people stand behind you, and don't let Jews sit next to you on the what were we playing?
Oh, you were playing video poker.
That's right, video poker. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. You know that?
No, I have no idea. I was watching you. I was like, what is... Oh.
I just learned myself. Anyway, I love you cocksuckers. Have a great day. We'll be back Wednesday. Rocking the house, 9 o'clock at night, maybe. I'll let you guys know. I love you guys. JoeyDiaz.net for all your tour dates, gi patches, T-shirts, mugs, fucking whatever the fuck you need, go there. I love you guys. Have a great day. And thank you very much for listening today, all right? Stay safe, stay black, and most important, stay beautiful, cocksuckers.
Do you have any dates this week?
I got Pioneer, Underground, and Reno. Get your shit together. And next Wednesday, a very special live podcast at the Ice House, 8 o'clock, July the 30th, cocksuckers. Be there or be fucking square.
Now that the show's over, don't forget to sign up for your free trial of Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus.
Lee, more enthusiastic. Hulu Plus, cocksuckers.
I'm very
They
enthusiastic.
got deals,
I'm
they
just
got
a little
this,
bit...
they got that. They want to...
They let you binge on thousands of hit shows anytime, anywhere on your TV, PC, smartphone, or tablet. Support this podcast and get an extended free trial of Hulu Plus when you go to huluplus.com/Joey, or just go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Hulu Plus banner. And also, don't forget to sign up for DollarShaveClub.com. Get high-quality razors sent to your door every month for a fraction of what you pay at retail. Now, go to DollarShaveClub.com/church, or just go to joeydiaz.net and click on the Dollar Shave Club banner. Also, go to Onnit.com, get all of your optimization things, like the supplements and everything they have there. Mention church and get 10% off. And go to EscapePodTank.com for your sensory deprivation tank needs. Mention that you heard about them on the church, and they'll give you an additional $250 off.